Creative continuity. We bring the convention to you.
All right, Hal again, here at Creative Continuity, S3E12, 2015. Here with Phil Hester.
I think probably at the time you were interviewing me, I was probably writing almost exclusively. And now I'm doing a little bit more drawing. Right now I draw the Flash Season 0 for DC, which is the Flash TV tie-in book.
Wow.
So it is the comic book adaptation of the TV show that's an adaptation of a comic book.
Wow.
And that's my main gig. And then I draw another book called Beyond Belief for the Thrilling Adventure Hour podcast. And then I'm writing a book for Image called Mythic.
Oh, you stay busy, huh?
You have to.
You have to.
That's the only way to make a living in this business. You got to stay busy.
All right. Now, if I'm not mistaken, you had a run with Kevin Smith, correct?
Yeah. Kevin Smith wrote the Green Arrow run that I did, that DC just released in an Absolute Edition format. We also collaborated on Green Hornet at Dynamite and Bionic Man at Dynamite.
Out of those three, do you have a favorite?
Probably Green Arrow, because I mean, it's sort of what people know me from. It was sort of my first really big break. So yeah, I owe a lot to that Green Arrow run.
Now you have been, before when we interviewed you were working on the Invincible Universe?
Yeah, right. I was writing Invincible Universe, and the artist was Todd Knock, and it was sort of a companion book to Robert Kirkman's Invincible. It was about what else was happening outside of the pages of Invincible in the Invincible Universe. It featured the Guardians of the Globe, which is sort of his superhero team that Robert created a long time ago. The events, this kind of spoilery, I mean, these things have already happened, but if you're not caught up on Invincible, plug your ears. They sort of overtook our book, and a lot of our characters wound up dead or as villains now in the Invincible book. So like, I don't know, about a year ago, Robert calls me, he's like, yeah, about your book. Like one of the characters is going to become the main villain in Invincible, and a lot of the other ones are going to die. So we sort of wrapped it up there, let it go, launch into Invincible the way he wanted to take that.
Wow.
So yeah.
Wow.
But it was fun while it lasted.
So what's it like working with Robert Kirkman or Kevin Smith on a professional level?
They're just regular guys. I mean, they're guys that like comics just like I did. You know, when I was a kid, we all dug the same stuff. So, you know, no matter how like famous they get or whatever, they're still, to me, they're the guys they were when we met. You know, they're the guys that like dig comics the way I dig them. And so that sort of never changes.
Okay, so it's not like, Mr. Smith, how you doing?
No, nobody says Mr. anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a bucket list of particular people you want to work with?
Oh yeah. Just throw a rock in here, you'll hit some.
Oh,
you know?
okay.
Yeah. No, that's one of the cool things about this business is like, no matter how long you're in it, because I've been in like over 25 years now, the really cool thing is there's always new talent coming up and new people that you want to collaborate with and work with and new visions that people have for comics. So it stays exciting and it sort of keeps you young.
All right,
so yeah, there's all sorts of like my heroes that I want to work with, and there's all sorts of like up and comers that I want to work with. So it's a lot of fun.
Now there are individual characters.
Oh yeah.
Like
definitely. Yeah. The problem with me is I like all these weird characters that can't ever sell or support a book. You know, like Ragman or Deadman or, you know, Doom Patrol, weird characters like that, you know, DC and Marvel try to, you know, run out there every few years and see if it'll finally work, you know, and it usually never does. But yeah, I like those kind of off the wall kind of weird characters.
How can people follow your work?
I'm not on Facebook, but I am on Twitter, and it's just my name, just Phil Hester, and I look at all my mentions. So like, if you want to drop me a line, I definitely will get back to you.
Creative Continuity signing off with Phil Hester. Thank you, Phil.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for having us. Creative Continuity 2015, S3E12. I'm here with the Vazquez brothers. What got you guys started?
We were just little kids, and when I was 8 and he was 5, we got a Spider-Man big DK book with kind of like the encyclopedia of all of his villains and everything, and we just started copying pictures from that, and then got into comic books and drawing from those, and that just slowly developed to what we are today.
Wow.
Yeah. As soon as we saw Spider-Man, I was like, that was it. I wanted to be a comic book artist.
Yeah.
So this comic book is y'all definitive character to draw?
Yep.
Yeah, still?
Yeah, still. Spider-Man is still my all-time favorite.
What future plans do you guys have in mind?
Eventually start our own comic company, but we got to start building our name, so we want to hopefully get some work from Marvel and DC and get to start building our name, so that way we can start like also securing some finances and stuff,
Right.
and helping build our comic company up,
Right.
MetaWorks Comics, and that's kind of our brand name right now.
Awesome.
And so that's eventually what we want to turn into, a full company, and actually bring other artists on so we can tell our own stories and just be able to have our own, create our own stuff out there.
Y'all work together.
Yep.
Does one have stronger suits than the other? If you started drawing, could you like, hey Joey, can you finish this? Can you finish this for me? I gotta run out, or vice versa.
Yeah.
I mean, not on our, not necessarily on the actual pages that he's working on, but on certain commissions and stuff. If one of us is struggling with, oh, I need to render this a different way, or would you help get a pose right for me, or the anatomy right? You know, we can just help each other, and you know, kind of check each other's stuff and say, oh, this would look better, and you know, that's something that we do.
And because we have such varying styles, like I'm more cartoony, he's more realistic, it helps kind of balance out the two, because where he's telling me to look at more realistic stuff, I'm telling him to look at more cartoony stuff, and we're both kind of going back and forth. So like in cartoony stuff, it's like that tends to be like more dynamic, like more kind of in your face stuff, and then life stuff helps you just kind of understand the structure of it all and have flow, and so it helps balance each other out when we're both drawing together.
When we were actually over at Dirk Manning's table, your dad was the one who came over and told us about you guys. How is it? It seems like he's your number one, your supporter, your biggest fan. I see he rallying for you guys. He's on the front line.
Yep. Ever since our first convention, he would just, you know, go over and almost
Come look at my
drag people
sons.
to the
Come
table.
look at my sons.
Even he's in the background. He's so proud. He's so proud.
Yeah.
I grab people by the shirt. Come look at my sons.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, buy something.
But yeah, it's like, I mean, I've heard of other artists whose parents were kind of discouraging for them and their art, you know, not sure that that's something they want to do, but, you know, him and my mom have always been really encouraging of our artwork and really supportive in everything that we've done, and, you know, we've grown since then, and, you know, it's really taken off, and, you know, it's all thanks to them for, you know, really showing us the support that we needed to keep going.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Cherish that. Cherish that. Cherish that.
They're kind of what helped push us more and more and more, because like when we first started out, it was like just little coloring book stuff, and then they just kept supporting us, and just being like, keep doing more, and giving us coloring books and stuff. And then finally, we kind of broke away from the coloring books and looked at comics and stuff, and they're the reason like why we're here today and finally getting to do it professionally. You know?
We hear that you guys had a well-known mentor.
Yep. I think back in 2007 or 2006, there's a comic shop in Omaha, and it's
Krypton Comics.
And they had a free comic book day, or they do an artist jam every third Saturday of the month, and he was one of the guest artists that was appearing there, and we walked up and showed him our art, and he was just wow, and he invited us out to his studio. So we live not too far from where he lives, and you know, he's just been really encouraging and helped us, you know, point us in the right direction, and was actually the one to show us which cons to go to and set us up with our first con. So yeah, he's been there all the way.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, he like helps us in terms of like knowing the business and stuff, because there's a lot of different things of knowing, and he's helped us kind of really grow in our art, pointing the different flaws and stuff out, and helping us do better in our own stuff, so that way we can, here's what you need to focus on, so start working on that. And it's been a huge help to have people do that, because you need those kind of people in your life, especially to help you further your career in art.
Now, Phil, could you share with us your first experience with the brothers?
Well, they were kids. I mean, more kids than they are now. You know, they were actual little kids.
Right.
And I saw their work. You know, they came to my studio to sort of like get pointers and stuff. And because we don't live at the time, we didn't live too far apart. We're all from Iowa. And they came to my studio, and I watched, we all kind of work together and jam together. And I could see they're both really talented, especially for their age, and knew that like they had a really good chance to really advance to be really special talents. So, you know, that sort of became a regular thing where we'd see each other at conventions, our little local conventions, little local signings, and they would, you know, come by the studio and, you know, hang out for an afternoon or whatever. It was sort of the deal like, well, you guys can come out. I'm going to be working, but you can come out. And I think they probably liked that part of the experience.
Right,
you know,
right.
It was to see like how an actual professional runs their day.
Getting
You
the
know,
cover over him.
yeah, and it sort of, I think for them it was. I don't want to speak for you guys, but I think it was a good experience for them to see that like, this isn't drawing for fun. You know, it's a fun job, but it's a job.
Right.
And so like coming out to my studio to see me work was like their first like exposure to the fact that like, oh yeah, this is like an 8-hour-a-day thing. You know, you sit down and you work. And yeah, they got a taste of it that way.
We were drawing and just going through, like, because he let us flip through some of his original art, I was like, whoa, like, holy crap, like, this is what actual comic pages
so
look
cool.
like. And just getting to see him draw and stuff, I was just like, just ecstatic, because, like, you know, being just the two of us when we didn't get to really see many other artists and stuff, so getting to watch a real professional work on his
you
craft
got a major jump.
and just have him like go, this is how you do this, you know, and just go through the different stages, especially of storytelling and in terms of building the characters and stuff. And so
Awesome.
like it was just ecstatic to just watch him do that, and then just now getting to do it professionally because of seeing him do that and just inspiring us to push our own art and just get better and better.
What vision do you see for the brothers?
Well,
moving forward?
their ceiling is really sort of unlimited. I mean, they're talented kids, and it's all a matter of how much work they want to put into it and what kind of artist they want to become. Because a lot of people are what their skill set makes them. So like whatever talents they're born with, that's sort of what they become. But these two guys have so much like inborn talent that they can choose to become whatever kind of artist they want to. So like if their interests take them different places, you know, who knows what they'll develop into. Because right now, you know, you can sort of see that there's sort of these like, I don't want to say like they're Aspen type creators, but that, you know, like they have that sort of that look, you know, of Aspen Image kind of look. But they both have such talent that like 5 years from now, who knows what they're doing? You know, 5 years from now, you know, you may be Bill Sienkiewicz, you know, I don't know. You know, 5 years from now, you may decide to like just work in black and white. You don't know. Like but their talent is such that they're almost like an athlete that could play baseball or football.
Wow.
You know, they can sort of call their shots about what their future is going to be.
All right, Harold Gant, Creative Continuity signing off with Ben, Joey, and Dad.
Thank you so much.
We do a lot of freelance stuff as well. Like we've done a bunch of commissions and stuff, and just try and do as much little stuff on the side as we can. Oh, they're shutting out the lights.
Attention fans, it's 7 p.m., which means the C2E2 show floor is now closed. Please begin making your way towards the exit, and thank you for the biggest day in C2E2 history.
Start shutting our lights off on us, so.
All right.
Yeah.
Tonight at 7:45 is in the C2E2 charity march.
Speaking of your mentor, oh man, come on in, Phil.
Hello.
You crazy kids.
Just get as close as possible.
Hold on.
He's gotta get psyched up.
No, Vazquez.
Vazquez.
Okay, all right. I do this with everybody. All right. Sorry. All right, Harold Gant signing out with Ben and Joey, Vazquez, and Dad, the living legend. Hi, Mom.